from Dumfries all the way to Fairfax on an ambulance in critical condition during rush hour?
I mean, why are they so scared? Why are they so scared of footage at the time of the accident? Did Dorothy say something? Like, did she say something that they don't want it to be heard on body cam? Did Empress say something that they don't want to show on body cam? Did Mustafa say something like he's checking on Dorothy and Empress? They don't want this footage so bad. They're so scared of it that they are willing to delete an entire body cam.
You know, I can't find that body cam. I think it's posted on YouTube.
We know that,
I think it's posted on YouTube. I have to find it.
We know that Chad
but I'm going to find it and I'll post it.
We know that Chad Mason tells Officer Surdam not to record on his body cam.
I have the body cam. Before we go into that body cam, I want to let everybody know that, and I want to thank the deputy sheriffs in Prince William County that are supplying me with audio recordings of proceeding inside the court. Now, unfortunately for Amy Ashworth and Commonwealth Prosecutor Sarah Sammy, I've got Prosecutor Sarah Sammy in that proceeding. And everything that she says, the community is listening. And if you think I'm bluffing, let's hear the audio. A portion. We're going to have a whole entire podcast to go into the proceeding. Is that Sarah Sammy? Sarah? 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 I've got your voice on the internet.
That's a criminal right there. She's been blurting out fake things since the beginning.
Now, Mustafa, why is it so important and disturbing for Sarah Sammy to have her voice on the internet? Because she's been lying, and Judge Weimer has been protecting her. What?
1 minute remaining.
What? Sarah, I've got your voice on the internet. And you may be able to lie in court where Sheriff Glenn Hill doesn't let anybody record. Judge Weimer is protecting you. But now, the community is going to hear your voice. They're watching the body cams. They're reading the documents. And they're finding out that you're just a piece of shit of a prosecutor. That you don't care about justice. You don't care about Dorothy. You don't care about 5-year-old Empress. You don't care about justice. You just want to secure this prosecution, and you don't care how you get it. Even if you have to lie your way out of it. Mustafa? Even if you have to abuse an innocent person in the process.
Even if you have to let a pedophile get away with abusing Kylie. Glenn Ford.
Prosecutor, your star witness is Glenn Ford, a pedophile.
Drugging and sleeping with a minor.
I have a recording where he says, I wake up.
With Kylie and
he says he wakes up to a 16-year-old in his bed. That's your star witness, Prosecutor Sarah Sammy. I've got your voice on the internet, and we're deep dive into what you say. We're taking a deep dive out of it, back into it, back out of it. I'm like a dolphin. Have you seen a dolphin, how it dives into the water, dives out? I dive in, I take body cams, I come out. I give it to the community. I mean, I'm like Robin Hood. I'm like Robin Hood. I'm out here taking body cams, taking documents, coming out, diving out of this ocean like a dolphin, giving it to the body cams. I'm like, there you go. There you go. And then I go back into the ocean. Did you like that? Sarah Sammy's like, okay, I'm dealing with a crazy man. Yes, you are. If you haven't realized that by now. I bet your mother is not proud of you. I bet your mother is like saying it with a Persian accent. So Prosecutor Sammy is originally Persian, and her poor mother is probably thinking with a Persian accent, I have raised a I brought you to this country raised you, and I thought you were honest. Why does it sound like The Godfather?
It's quite clear.
Have you seen that one scene, Mustafa?
Yeah, I said it's quite clear. Sarah Sammy, when she
You gonna play music for me?
like, took a hold of this case, she was reading from a piece of paper.
Have you seen the Trump dance? Mustafa, have you seen the Trump dance? I'm winning, prosecutor. I'm winning.
Love it. You guys are so
Yeah, but look,
great.
That's what she sounds like.
Sarah Sammy, she was reading from a piece of paper, stuttering,
Interesting.
as she's
Interesting.
going along. Like right now she's at a position where she thinks she got the hang of it. She got
Not on,
this whole
not on my watch.
Yeah, but it seems that she's thinking that she's getting away with whatever she's doing because everything is sealed. The jurors are sequestered. Everybody's trespassed from the court, and she can do whatever she wants.
I'm not trespassed.
People are gonna hold her accountable.
Nothing is sealed. I've unsealed everything for you. I've unsealed everything for you. I put the sheriff on a stand. I beat him in his own house. I got him to fire his lawyer. Does the jail even have a lawyer anymore? I mean, I thought Sharon Pandak, is a jail lawyer.
She was.
Elaine is on a stretcher. I mean, talk about losing on every front.
Time is the most.
It is
11:04.
11:04.
Let me know when it's 11:11 so I can call real quick.
On that note, Mustafa, do you want to say anything before we end the podcast?
Yeah, most definitely. I just want to tell everybody I really appreciate your support during my difficult times. But just know that, you know, they have all these criminals out there, like the lawyer, Casey Stevens, he hit my mom in court, and the deputies didn't do anything about it. The law is not being applied here. It's being selectively used in their own interest. They have this evil narrative. They're retaliating against me. And I'm sitting here, like, just patiently waiting. If I wasn't strong, I would have been dead a long time ago. But
Mustafa.
I'm fighting, and I pray every day. And I really appreciate everyone that's
You
supporting me.
know, one thing that they don't have is God. You have God on your side. And
Mustafa.
I think all this information being released, all this information coming out in your case that shows how they lied, how they've tampered with witnesses, tampered with evidence, or they destroyed evidence. I think all that is a testament that God is on your side, and these people are going to be exposed. If not, already being exposed.
If anybody want to reach out to us, I just read a text. I'm sorry if I'm not keeping up with the chat. It's coming in so fast. If you can reach out to us, Olivia, you can reach out to us on Facebook. We'll add you to a group chat. Usually, when we go and podcast, I usually add people and engage them in a conversation. I'm just using all the devices right now, so our group chat is just went out the window.
You know, I'll just say this.
But thank you for being here, and thank you for being part of the conversations.
You know, I'll say this. For the superintendent to run away the way he did, Peter Miletus, I mean, he hit the ground running. Okay, he was supposed to retire next year, but he ran away as soon as this federal lawsuit hit the docket. He ran away. Okay, he ran away. Now you see the jail lawyer running away. Okay, you have one of the officers that was involved in Mustafa's beating is nowhere to be found. Okay, I mean, the jail lawyer ran away. I mean, the sheriff, Amar was found not guilty after this sheriff specifically was coming after him for exposing their abuse, what goes on behind these walls. And you know, I think honestly, I think the tide is turning. Yeah, I think it's good. It's about to turn.
We're running low on batteries. I want to thank everybody for being here. When we come back in our podcast, the community is going to find out that the FBI that got involved in Mustafa's case had closed out the case in what month?
What is it?
The FBI that got involved, they closed out. When we come back, we'll have a whole podcast about this.
I'll just say this.
Yeah.
So I got communication back in 2023.
Make it brief. It's running out of battery.
Okay. Back in 2023, I got communications from the DOJ that my case that I filed on behalf of Mustafa was closed. Now, at the time, I asked FBI Special Agent Lindsay Coulter who was directly working with us, I asked her if I should file another case because I got notification that the case was closed. She said, "You don't have to file another case because I can reopen it on my end." Now we're looking at
Shutting down.
information. We're looking at information that the FBI is claiming that closed. The FBI is claiming that the case was closed. Okay, and I have communications from her where she's telling me that the case is opened. So in private, they're telling the jail, they're telling the county, the FBI is telling the county that they've shut this case down in the fall of 2023.
But they're still having communication
Now-
and pretending that this is an ongoing
I have
investigation.
communication all the way throughout 2023 into 2024 where they're pretending like this case is still ongoing. And they're taking in evidence, they're taking in complaints. There's active communications between myself and the special agent. And they're telling the county and the jail on official documents that are sealed that the case has been closed and they've already concluded it. This
How
is complete.
does Kash Patel with the Department of Justice?
I mean, talk about corruption. Talk
This
about
is
corruption.
to its finest. How does Kash Patel with the Department of Justice like to know that we were sent FBI agents by the Department of Justice to pretend they're running an investigation when the investigation was closed out all along? This is going to be a separate podcast. This is a can of worms that we're going to unpack on the upcoming podcast. On that note, Mustafa, I love you. Thank you for being here.
You know, I'll just give this example.
Yeah.
Imagine you're talking to an officer about a supposed ongoing investigation, and the officer is still collecting information from you. He goes back to his office and he closes out your case. And then you have communications with that officer for many, many months later. Constant communication, giving him information. He's taking it in. There's communications back and forth about the same case that he already closed, but he's pretending like he's collecting your information. He's pretending like he's taking in evidence. He's still going out, interviewing witnesses, doing all. I mean, this is what the FBI was doing in Manassas. They're pretending like they're investigating a case that now we have documentation that they've closed. But she was still taking in flash drives from me. She was still taking emails. There was communications back and forth as if the case was opened. And when I specifically asked her, should I file another complaint with the DOJ? She says no, because I can reopen it on my end with our counterparts,
But it's been
the
closed,
DOJ.
it was closed all along.
But now we know that the case was closed all along, and they were just fluff talking us.
We're gonna unpack Mustafa. It's
Go on.
11:10. Do me a favor, call back before cutoff time. On that note, Mustafa, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the conversation. And this is Mustafa calling in from solitary confinement. He's been in solitary for over 2 years. No preliminary hearing, no trial. Every police report is falsified. And unfortunately for this county, we have the police reports all falsified. We're actively posting them on the internet. We've got the body cams that show the police report are falsified. This is a vehicle accident. The dash camera, the documents, the body cam, everything showed this is a vehicle accident, and Mustafa did everything he can to avoid a vehicle accident. But the county falsified the police report and are turning it into a murder. We're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to hold this county accountable. And Mustafa, you're coming home. The same God that protected you in this vehicle accident, the same God that protected you when the correctional officer beat you in jail, is the same God that's at work putting all your body cam and documents all over the internet, is making this happen, is the same God that's going to bring you home and bring your girlfriend, Dorothy, and bring 5-year-old Empress justice. I want to specifically thank, before I end the podcast, I want to thank Bustos, Christina Bustos. That woman is so beautiful that she saw our frustration with this equipment. I didn't even ask her. She saw our frustration, and she's upgrading our equipment, where we're going to have a better equipment, better sound, better equipment. Ma'am, thank you for being there. I love you, ma'am, and I'll pray for you every day. I want to specifically thank Farah, that beautiful woman that has been donating into Mustafa's legal fund. And
You want some, Daddy?
thank you for being there, man.
Oh, no, thank you.
I want to specifically thank Shelly. There's a lot. I want to specifically thank Shelly, that beautiful lady. Does a lot of things behind closed doors. And thank you for being there, ma'am. I want to thank Casey, the amount of stuff that she does. I want to thank Becky. I want to thank Stefana. I want everybody to pray for Stefana. Stefana is sick in the hospital. I want everybody to keep her in their prayers. I want to thank Dawn, that beautiful, beautiful woman, and the things that she does for this county. I want to thank Dre. Dre, thank you for being there, sir. I want to thank Shirley and everybody that I'm forgetting. I've had a long day, so if I forgot someone, Charlotte, a beautiful, beautiful Charlotte.
I don't know who this person is on the chat.
Yeah.
But you blocked the other person that was trolling.
Yeah.
And now there's another account saying that, like, just trolling again.
I want to thank our trolls. I want to thank Amy Hodgson. Ma'am, we do miss you. We've got your body cam. You're under Christine Alcuzai on TikTok, pretending to be someone else.
Michelle Vila.
Christine Warda.
Vila.
I mean, lady, you have so many identities. Now you're trolling the chat. Lady, we do miss you. We want you to come back to TikTok. And we want you to join the conversation.
Look, I'll say this.
By the way, just a recap, she's a person that pretended to be a witness in the Mustafa Al-Jazari case on a body cam with Drum, with the wife of the investigator, Stephanie Claiborne Drum, who is not with the police department, and now they're both on the internet trolling the conversation under a different username. We do miss you guys. You've been trolling the conversation for 2 years. Come back. Mustafa brother wants you to come back. Yes, sir.
I'll be right there. Look, I'll just say this. Look, I mean, I'm reading some of this chat, and what I'm gonna say is, it makes no sense to be angry at Amar for talking about Tatiana David. Anybody that says, why are you talking about Tatiana? I mean, isn't that what Elaine is saying? Before you speak, let me just tell you.
Yeah.
Elaine is saying that Amar posted the Tatiana David video. That Amar is what did she say? She said
she called it
gore porn.
Gore porn. But that's not what she said before.
That's not what she said behind closed doors.
By the way, behind closed doors, I have a video of what she said behind closed doors.
Okay.
Let me introduce myself to you. I record everything. So I have videos of Elaine talking about Tatiana David and how she's advocating for that black woman. Mm-hmm. She's advocating for her. She said, this is wrong.
That's what she says.
But now she says, oh, no one should release that video.
No one should release this video.
It's gore porn.
It's gore porn.
A black woman is shot and killed by the police. That woman has a family and she should get justice.
Yeah, Elaine Jarvis.
You want to conceal that video?
Elaine Jarvis drops that case. She drops the case because she was trolling it the whole time. She wasn't serious about Tatiana David. She was never serious about Tatiana David, legally speaking. She was never going to hold a case for Tatiana David. And she dropped it because she was only stalling that case. And that's what these lawyers do. They take on a case. They tell the family, don't talk about your case publicly. Don't talk about it. We'll get you justice through the justice system. And then all of a sudden, after 2 years, 3 years, they drop your case and they tell you, hey, good luck finding a lawyer.
Yep.
But they don't want you to talk about it so that the community can forget about it.
Yep.
So that there's no traction with the community. The community doesn't know what's going on. Everybody's forgotten about it. 3 years later, they drop your case, exactly what Elaine did to Tatiana David's brother. She dropped him like that. Okay? What's his recourse? Nothing. She tells him, I'm not giving you the video, and I'm not holding your case. And there's nothing you can do about it. But this entire time, she told him, don't talk about Tatiana David's case. Don't talk about the case.
Yep.
She wants to bury it. She wants to cover up for these tyrants. She wants to cover up for these murderers. Okay? And then 2 or 3 years later, she'll just drop the case and get paid under the table by the county.
Tatiana David.
Now you have this person coming online saying, why are you talking about Tatiana David? Why are you bringing her name up? Well, Tatiana David was murdered, and she deserves justice. Okay? And if you really are a family member of Tatiana David, you should be happy that somebody is attempting to get some kind of justice. I mean, she's gone. I don't know what kind of justice you can get. You can try to hold these people accountable for doing what they did to her. But, I mean, that woman had a son, she had a family, and she's gone. Okay? I mean, the least you could do, the bare minimum, is to say her name again. That's the bare minimum. If I had a family member that was abused, and I find somebody across the state screaming Mustafa Al-Jazari, justice for Mustafa Al-Jazari, posting his video where he's carried half naked down a flight of steps by some correctional officers, I would be saying thank you. Thank you for bringing his name up. Thank you for showing the community what these tyrants did. But to come on Amar's chat and say, why are you talking about my sister? You know, I'll just say, I don't think you're the sister. I really don't think you're the sister. So I'll keep it respectful. I'll keep it at that. That's it.
We're going to continue to advocate for the individuals that we have.
You should be asking Amy Ashworth why she sealed that video. You should be asking state police why they shot 50 bullets into that car. That's where your question, that's where your anger should be towards the police department and the Commonwealth attorney that covered it up. Not somebody who's bringing up her name, attempting to get some sort of justice, however you may call that, justice. Okay?
We're going to continue to have a conversation. This county is very terrified. We have files that we're going to continue to be public about those files. And we're asking for accountability. On that note, thank you for being part of the conversation. This is not another boring podcast. Mustafa, through the police body cam, Judge Carol Weimer, under the microscope.